Lise, welcome on in. How are you? You are the first one. Extremely fast today. How was your weekend? If there was a weekend. Esmalian. Yes, I think. Hi, welcome on in. How are you? How did you find the stream? You good? That's good. I'm pretty good. A bit not... not a lot happened today. I have to say that. And I feel like the camera will be a bit underexposed. I don't know why. I have a weird feeling about today's stream. Also, it looks like the chat on top is working fine, so I'm good with it. We changed a bit of the cosmetics right here. And yeah, weekend was not, I don't want to say not productive because I did a ton of stuff, but not the most productive. It's the weekend, you shouldn't be productive, you should be productive. You shouldn't be extremely productive in the weekend. So yeah, what did you do in your relaxing weekend? If you did something special. You are Iranian. Interesting. I think you're the first one in the stream that I've seen. And yeah. It's still Monday here. It's not the weekend. We agree. We agree. I believe most is set. I don't know. Lucky you. If you like that part of the family, but lucky you, you can see your partner. Yes, that's the goal of visiting any related families, things like this. You get to eat for free, and when they have pets, you get to stay with the pets and not speak with the adults. Great. That's what happened. It's what we do. It's what we do. So by the way, what do you think of the changes here? I know you don't really often see this scene, but what do you think of it? I'm still not sure about this part. I think it's a bit too screamy. I have no clue what to change it for. I think maybe something a bit more subtle might be better. I wanted to keep something that had colors related, like the green is similar to the green that is here, but I still don't know. And maybe this is too big. I'm still questioning this one. I am unsure about this one. The entire thing is very much framing my face. I can't really move. I need to speak to. Yes, I agree. That is something I can agree with. Aiden, hi, welcome on in. I mean, the previous one being this one. Is pretty cool. I like it, but it is very bright. So I am not sure. It's okay. Hi. Welcome on in. You mean this part? Yeah. Aiden, I think it exists already. Yeah, I know it's a bit difficult to read, but not so much. Also, you should, I mean, right now I'm staying on the setting up the stream scene for a long time, like, to showcase a teeny tiny bit of the thing that changes. But the most interesting thing that I created is the transition between this scene and this scene. I think the entire like change is what makes it interesting. Aiden, if you do a rig token 2.0, that means people will think it is based on the rig token 1.0. So that's not true. But you could have a token. You could you could have like a token that says role as the thing. Damn. Token. I don't know. You need to work on your transition, yes, but you are still, I mean, it's okay, you are streaming from the Mac now, right? Oh, I forgot. I think you are fully streaming from the Mac since you have the new one. I have this in mind, I don't know why. Yeah, on vacation, yes. No, you're still streaming from the PC. I mean, and not currently, indeed. Should be here when I say that. Okay. I thought you were still. You moved from the entire thing. And Khalil, I know you're lurking and you're still streaming, so yeah. Happy lurk. So you don't need to get listed on an exchange to be able to exchange the token, Aiden. I don't use air server, no. No. It is. I mean, we have so many more plugins available on PC for OBS and stuff like this, and also support for NVIDIA cards that give you the ability to like do stuff with the mic, do stuff with the camera. That's pretty much, I mean, needed. Just quit that one, by the way. Making sure that everything is still good. But yeah, I don't really know. Aiden, if you do your token on BNB, a lot of shit token are on BNB, so it will be considered as a shitcoin, which in the beginning would be the case, but still. I would say, I mean, it's always the same thing. It's people who use Ethereum to create their tokens have to pay so much that the potential for them to be scams is lower than creation on BNB. Yeah, but it's the same. Like it's, I don't know. I have weird feelings with this. Weird feeling with this. Also, I'm not sure about this. Fading into the void. I think it's pretty good. But it's not great. It's pretty good. But it's fucked me up when I switch to light mode. Light mode is just, I don't know why it's going so far. But yeah, we will have to see how to manage the light mode version. Probably need some different masks, which I don't like the idea of having 4 masks on the same scene, but we'll see. We will see. But yeah, no, the transition between these two things is just my favorite. Like I don't spend the whole morning of Sunday on it. Yeah. I mean, the goal with light mode is to have a redemption called blind me, and you will think it will blind me, but instead it will blind you. So it's just a bit of a scam. I don't know how I came with this as an idea, but yeah, that's like a flashbang. But I can't do flashbangs because my lights are already full powers, which is not good. I was looking at Nutty stream earlier, and he explained that his key lights are at 20 to 30% in light, and so that allows him to do like a full brightness for the flashbang redemption. But I can't do that. I can't do that. Mine are already at 100%, and I wouldn't be able to flash myself. I don't know. But a lot of streamers have very dimmed lights, but I don't know. I don't really know. If one, yeah, my camera is already wide open, so I can't take more in. So yeah. So the changes for anyone. I mean, I'm kind of waiting for Khalil to be here because I know he wanted to see. He wanted to see the changes, but changes are tiny as always. But I added the same design thing on the BRB screen with the same effects. So if I switch from here to here, for example, we have everything moving. And then change as well with the shutting down the stream, which when we switch from BRB to shutting down the stream, just have this that changes, which I think is pretty good. But yeah, it's overall interesting, and it's, how can I say that? It's a pain. Was a pain to create. So I can show you the file and how it has been thought about. So the usual 3 in the middle are the same for now. I just changed the radius right here, even though it's not very visible. I think I need to put it a bit smaller than that. And I added a bit of radius behind the Spotify thingy, but that's kind of nothing. So everything here is the same, and then what I did is I took a screenshot of my stream, and then I defined different thing that I call tabs. And so now my overlays, instead of being full-sized, which could have been better, to be honest. Instead of being full size, like PNGs, I just have these little tabs. But that means I have one tab here for the starting, one tab here for the be right back, and one tab here for the shutting down the stream. So all of them needs to be on all pages at all times in order to have the interaction work, like the sliding up. The camera just died. But yeah. Just to have the transition. Command Option Shift V? What the fuck is that? In Figma or in something else? Command Option Shift V? So it's replace, paste to replace. That's interesting. So that means if I have like a rectangle and I do Command Option Shift V, it replaces with the thing in my clipboard, meaning that if my clipboard is this, it will replace with it. That's great. When did that pop in? Because that's a feature that we've been asking for since I've moved to Figma. So in Sketch we have the option to replace by a month ago, and I didn't fucking know. Okay. Damn. Also, carry on. We have wanted to work on the overlay as well, so I took a screenshot earlier yesterday. don't know if I will work on them. Let me move that to 16 again. I don't really remember new things in. Is it this or is it this? This? No. It's Control Shift. Oh yeah. Damn. Oh. Yeah, the Automator plugin is as well interesting, but we'll see. I think it's too early. There is no copy pasting thingy in here, weirdly enough. I mean, I don't see the newest one. Oh, copy properties. No, copy properties is the usual one, so they didn't update this. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, if I get it, which will be difficult, but if I get it and like it makes sense to me, then I will probably have. Do I have it? Yeah, I do have a Automator, but same thing. I need the invite code or buy, which is $5, so I will probably buy it when I feel it's interesting. I would say Aiden, I don't know. I have never created a coin, so I don't know. It is more expensive because of the transaction fees. That's the only thing that I know. Like a BNB transaction would be little, like some dollars, and each transaction would be $40 to $60, depends on the thing. Damn, brain. What I'm thinking about with Automator is potentially do something like creating an entire UI kit, as in creating a selection like the tweet that I sent you, Kane, creating a selection of text styles, color styles, and all the things that you need. So for example, if you can create buttons and variants automatically, that could be interesting for someone in an agency, for example, because if you work with a lot of different clients and projects or freelancer, for example, you could have like one-click UI kit generation with all the basic things, and that way the UI kits and the components and everything are linked to the file that you are working in for that new client, instead of having an outside library that you need to duplicate and import in the new file, if that makes sense. But I would say it's pretty limited in the as you said, repetitive tasks are not the thing that we are doing most days. Like if it can name my layers, I would be happy with it. I know one of his thing on Tricycle. If you don't know, Tricycle is the company of Jordan being the creator of Automator. Let me go there. Didn't click. Aiden, you could go to the Polygon network or the AVAX network. That could be interesting for you. Being able to create on AVAX could be interesting, because AVAX is extremely cheap in terms of transaction fees. So maybe that's interesting to you. I mean, he probably received a ton of different messages on the daily, and yeah. Difficult. Where the fuck is Tricycle? Is it this one? Did it changed? Oh yeah, he changed the thing. So he does, in all of that, there are things. Kane, don't brush that on CK, like it's nothing. But yeah, there are things in all of that would be amazing. Minimator? Ooh. Interesting. That's interesting. I mean, interesting. It could be very, very useful. Yeah. Get that. Like if you wanted to create, I don't know, if you wanted to create some type of logo design in no time, I wish there was options. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if I feel about it. It's fun. Does E work? No. Again? Damn. Yeah, that's a pretty... I would say that's a pretty useful tool if you know that you will have to create something based on a grid, and I believe this is the size of the points. So if you go for something different, you can either show, oh no, this is the size of the, okay, the size of the lines. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. It's not a penis. Nope. I don't know if I could. I don't think I can do like a... It would need the ability to stop midway. That would be amazing. But it's not the case. It's interesting to see how it works. Like the fact that you can be... If you are past the middle point, then you go to a curve, and if you are on one side or the other side of the middle point of the curve, you go upward or downward. It's a pretty simple way of working. Damn, boy. I don't know. Interesting. Interesting. You were right. I like that. I like that. But yeah, going back to the discussion right before, Jordan diagram, now diagram, used to be called tricycle, so okay, diagram, does have something like the automated plugins, but also like a lot of other thing that would be amazing to come out. I don't know how, when they would be available, but there are a ton of things like this, for example. Like I showed some other apps that does the same thing, but you just do some regular wireframes in Figma, and then you launch the plugin and it creates the UI for you. And that thing, that's amazing. I mean, when you look at how they, like all the presentation video that I've seen from Jordan that work, it seems great. And I mean, I trust most of the thing that he does. This is pixelated. Damn, this is pixelated. That would be amazing. So that's applying auto layout immediately based on the layout, which is great. And I know that it is possible because it's very simple to understand how things are placed on a Canva. So yeah, I don't know. This one also is pretty good. It will be the same quality video, I believe. Yeah. Sorry for the pixels, but this is quality is better now. Like, it just type draw a green triangle and it draws a green triangle, and I believe he did some presentation some time ago with create a picture feed, and it created something that looked like Instagram in one of his talk at the Figma conferences. I remember that. So yeah, it's with this one, designer. Doesn't have. It's muscle time! Okay. Okay. What did I say? What did I say on Friday? You can't take off my wig and redeem pull-ups at the same time. It doesn't work. I can't go far away from the camera and not have my wig on. It's not an option. It's not an option. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. I think I will lose my wig. Came back, no wig, and beam. Back on. Thank you for the redemption. I changed the price of a lot of things today. So, yeah, everything is cheaper except the pull-ups. Except the pull-ups. Nonetheless. Yeah, I think it's pretty... It's more subtle. I don't know. It goes back to visually... Fuck, I'm still dying. Visually the same thing as... How can I say? The camera. So when you go here, camera, even though you don't really see that, but it has a fade on top, at the bottom as well. So it's the same thing, it's the same mask that I use. But yeah, I don't know. Still dying. Yes, the give 5 subs is more expensive, yes. Because I gifted too many. So I need it to be less tempting, because people in here are maxing out on points. And so no, I don't want to gift 5 sub at every streams. I will be broke. I mean, half of what I'm paying is coming back to me, but still, like, it's it's a lot. It's a lot. If I could do a thing like, if you click the gift 5 sub, then the gift sub rack on Twitch pops up, then yes, I would do that. And so you gift 5 sub. I'm good with that. But me every stream, nah, I can't. Not sustainable. So it might climb up in price soon. Well, you can't. That's the thing. I mean, currently, if I'm not mistaken, gifting 5 sub is the fuck are they? 24,000. 24,000 point. 5 sub. Need to be on this one. The 5 sub gift is $20. So if you want me to waste 1k, you would need to redeem. Math, I can't. 500 times. Yeah, 500 times 2400 points, meaning a certain amount of points. That 500 times 2400. So you would need to have 12 million points by this logic. And how much point do you have? 66,000, I think, already. So yeah, like, I mean, I appreciate it. It means you're here for a long time and you didn't waste your points on pull-ups and shit like this, but yeah. Difficult thing. Kale, by the way, did you stop your stream? I didn't check that. I should have checked that. Someone's eating. I can see that. Nice pasta. I'm watching you. I can see things. But yeah, good. Yeah, so did you see the rest of the overlays and everything? You can see dead noodles, yes. Oh, the week came back. Yeah. Everyone on Khalil streams here they are eating pasta. Nice. Nice. Oh damn. What were we talking about? I am lost in the conversation. We were talking about automation. That was the thing. Brexit is bad. We agree. Yeah. This, going back to the automation thingy, this, as Jordan just said, as soon as the recording of actions is available in the Figma API, it will then do the creation of scripts like you could do in Photoshop, meaning that in Photoshop you had the ability to start the recording and then it just recorded all the actions that you do. So click here, move that, change the effects, anything, and then you stop the recording and you can reapply any changes to another element, for example. So that would be game changer for a lot of things. Like let's say you have a frame that is an auto layout frame that is used in multiple places but is not a component. Then you can change the data. I mean, in different pages, you can change the data on one and then select everything in one page, press play, and then everything will do the changes. That would be amazing. That's not for now, because Figma doesn't let you record things. That's annoying. That is an annoying thing. Nonetheless, if you are not following Jordan on Twitter, I mean, if you are a designer and you are not following Jordan on Twitter, please do so. Oh, I just noticed I gained a new badge. I didn't know. My skull is now green. Interesting. It feels weird. I feel like last week it was gold. Or is it green this time? It's the 12 months. Yeah, it's the 12 months. Damn. But yeah, that will come for my brain right now. Does it know? It doesn't know. Doesn't know. We have some stuff. Again, this is weird. This could basically go back in an assignment Tuesday assignment thing where we need to recreate this interface just because of the screws. But all of them are at the same angle. This one should be slanted. That's sad. Have a good look. It's okay. Yeah. It will be fine. It will be fine. Don't worry about it. You will have your results tomorrow during the day or during the afternoon, and then you will know if you can take the plane or not. It will be fine. I missed Shannon's streams today. It's just swept. Oh, it's fucking hot in here. Damn. Oh, I received my electric bill for like the adjustment they needed to do because I overspent or overused electricity, and yeah, it's not the greatest news. I think I'm one of the French that pays too much in electricity. I don't know. I have a feeling that I'm paying too much. I think I'm paying like 10 times over what I should be paying. No good. By the way, we are 25 people, 25 followers away from 600. That's interesting. What the hell was I about to do? I forgot. Oh. And then the damn neighbors came back. They're just annoying. I hate them. Let's not say that out loud. Nonetheless. Do we want to continue on this? Because we didn't finish the PDF last week. For reasons. Aiden, the AVAX wallet is pretty simple. Like you just have, I mean, if you created a wallet that is on the AVAX network, this one, I think I need my password here, I can't show you that. I mean, this one is pretty simple. Have a good look, Kevin. Thank you for looking, as always. Yeah, it's a very simple thing. You just have to receive or send. That's the base option. You can also have the AVAX C-chain wallet in your MetaMask directly, and so you don't really need to do anything else. So I have one in here. I've got this one, C-chain. It is available, and so everything that I send to my MetaMask directly also goes in here, meaning that once in my MetaMask, it can be swapped from the C chain to the X chain to go to something different. So I don't know. I don't know what you want to do with your AVAX wallet, but you don't need to set up C-chain, to be honest. You just need to make sure that the transaction that you do are clean. Otherwise, you will have some issues. I'm saying this. It's the story that I had about 2 months ago when I sent 2.5k of ETH to a wallet on the C chain, and then I couldn't get it back. 1.5k, not 2.5. But yeah, that's what happened, and then I figured out how to get it back. But still, just make sure that everything is clean, otherwise you end up like me. Which is a stressful moment. But AVAX is extremely cheap, so a transaction will cost you something like 8 to 14 cents. So it's pretty good, but I don't know. And then the other thing that you kind of need, even though it's not exactly this one, if you want to exchange things on the AVAX network for now, you need to use the Trader Joe's thing. Interesting. Swap decks. I don't really know how they are called. I have nothing in them and it gives me nothing back. I have 0.03, which is something about $1. Yeah. So I invested. I love how they showcase everything. So they give you how much you invested, how much it's valued at right now, and so your profit or loss in total. I think that's a great thing that all the staking platforms should do, give you your invested amount, because a lot of them are just telling you right now you have X, and that's not good enough information for me, at least. Oh. I moved to Cake as well earlier Saturday, I think. Not a lot in it as well, but when in the usual pool of here that give me like 64 APY, which means that if I keep in a year, I will get half of this on top, which is pretty good. And because it's an automated restaking, every profit that I get goes back inside, meaning that I get more and more and more and more. So the 64% is not exactly 64% because of the compounding effect, but like since Saturday I made 0.02, which is nothing, but still 26 cents since Saturday. Interesting. And on the ring thingy, it came down to 70 cents this morning. I didn't check again, but it's starting to mean, unless they do a big announcement, which I don't think they will, but unless they do a big announcement at some point in here and we good, but nah, I don't think I don't think they will. I don't think they will. Maybe. We don't know. We don't know. We can dream. We can dream. I mean, if they... That's my thing. With the price of the token right now, I doubt it as well, but think about it. With the price of the token right this second, which is under $1, meaning that they require you to buy 10 or 12, depending on which chain you are on, but they require you to use 10 or 12 ring to create a node. So currently on the AVAX network, which is the more promising one, let's say it's 10, it's at $1, meaning that $10 you get one node. With $100 you get 10 node. With $1,000 you get 100 node. The maximum gold possible is 100. So if they if they announce something that is tangible and that looks promising for the future, the price will just skyrocket. So if you see an announcement and the price stay the same for like the next 2 hours because people have lost faith in the project, people who reinvest at under $1 will be the richest person on the network very soon. But yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, I always go back to the other coins that are doing the same thing. The newest one being Thor, I think. Thor Financial. Let me see if I can find. Asgard Finance, I think that's the similar one, not this one. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. When you look at everything, it's the same usual look. So you have the spike at the beginning that goes spike down, spike down, spike down, and then it tries to compete, and then it crashes, has another spike, and then come extremely flat, and then there is a pickup. So that's Thor. If we go back to my regular strong, which is the one that gives me 4K every 2 months, that's not negligible. Same pattern. You look at everything, it has been here for a longer time, but spike down, spike down, spike down. Try to compete right here, like really try to compete. You have the third spike, and then it crashes, and it stays with a bit of fluctuation for a long time, and then it starts to go back up. So taking this as a relevant experience, nothing happened here, but it stayed above $10. That's the main thing, I would say. And so right now Ring is kind of doomed. Would say that. But if we have the same pattern with going very low and then spiking up, like we can see that the strong network at the beginning started like 190, and the maximum that we were at was 1,190, so 1,000 more. And that was started in 2020, and this was 2021, so a year later almost. Which Ring is very young. Thor is very young. So right now a node is currently costing 6K which is about the price at which I paid them. Bought them, both of mine. I should have bought back here at 4K, but yeah. But yeah, a node right now is 6K. So if you want 100, it's 600K. Don't think you can. I mean, if you can, good for you. But yeah, the returns are great. That's the only thing I would say. And I shared this, not this one. Oh yeah, and we have the nodes on Polygon, that's true. They have half nodes as well now, but yeah. So the strong network is extremely simple. I wish I could have like something similar to this for other calculators that I have. I don't know if you can read a calculator, but one node is 606 at oh, you mean for ring? 100. Well, 100 ring in the current market is $70, right? Yeah, 70. So that's not something that, I mean, it's something that you can lose, but still, it's not very, not a lot of money that you would lose. I'm tempted as well, I have to say. But do I have them? I don't. They say 1.2, but see, we had a spike right here, so someone bought like 100 nodes as well today. That's for sure. But yeah, right now it's at 1.8, not 1.8, 0.8. So yeah, I mean, someone said the same thing. Someone said, all right, so we can, with $100, you can have 100 nodes. And if it goes back up, it goes back up. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you can see that the volume right here is like increasing. So I know it's not a lot when you look at here when we were at 60 million a day in transaction. Right now we are at nothing, but the last 7 days went down and now it's going back up. So we don't know. That's the thing. We don't know. We can't know. But that's ring. And the one that is interesting-ish, or might be interesting-ish in the future, is the X ring, the other one, the one on the AVAX network, because it seems this is the how can I say that? This is the youngest of the two, and it seemed like they wanted to move to AVAX from the BNB network. So if that's the point on their side and they want to continue doing something, I don't know if it will continue or not, but I think the X ring would be better. But the same thing, like for example, buying 100 nodes in X ring right now is kind of nothing. Sadly, you don't have like a lot of informations about the price. But let's say I move 10. If I move 10 AVAX, then I get 10,000, meaning that I have, yeah, so about 8 probably, 8 or 9, 9.5 would give you 10,000. The 9.35 AVAX will give you 1,000 ring or X ring, and since you just need 10, you would be good. Um, when you say 100 nodes, yes, the maximum is 100 nodes. AVAX is currently at, oh, so AVAX is currently at 116, unless it's currently at 983. Okay, so same thing, I can't do math. Let's do 85 times 9. So with $800 you can get, which is more interesting, so the price of the AVAX nodes is higher than the price of the BNB nodes. Interesting. So that's a thing for you. I just hate that I can't see, I don't know, USDC or like a stable coin. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Can't see that. But yeah, $7 per node, it seems. So one ring is 0.77. No, it's the same price. I said nothing. Forget about it. I said nothing. It's the same. It's the same on the X ring and the ring. So maybe I made a mistake earlier in my calculation. I forgot the 0. So yeah, with 70 you get 10 nodes. With 700 you get 100 nodes. So that's not negligible. I wouldn't YOLO 100 nodes. Could YOLO 10, but not more than that. If you YOLO 10, you get a return of 5 per day. A bit more, but like 5 per day. So, that's always the same thing. I don't know if it will, if I would recommend it. I mean, I know I wouldn't recommend it right now, but something that you can see. The one that I will recommend is always strong. Like, yeah, I mean, do that if you think it could be interesting or beneficial for you. Do that. But yeah, mine would always be strong with an investment of 6k if you have the means to invest 6k in something. It's pretty good. And then you have a fee of $15 per month to pay, and you get one node. Node reward is 0.1 per day, meaning that you get a daily profits currently at $60, which is not a lot, but still pretty good. And you get like 1,820 per month, which is pretty good. And then if you get more nodes, get more rewards, of course. I think when it starts to be interesting for me is 5 to 6 nodes when you get like 100k a year. But that's a huge investment upfront if you want to upfront the money, or you can just wait. So the waiting is just you buy one node, 100 days later you get 10 in rewards. You reinvest them in a second node. 50 days later you get 10 in rewards. You reinvest them in a node. 25 days later, not even 25, but like 27 days later you get 10 more, and then 25. So it but yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. And they have like a business model that will change and evolve very soon, so we'll see what happens in that. But I don't know. I feel like we are at either the end of the run, or right in the middle when everyone is thinking the same thing, where like we're thinking maybe it's the end of the run, and so we stop investing. Maybe it's the time to invest. I don't know. That I can't say for sure. What do you mean lights cuts? What do you mean? Nino, hi. Welcome on in. How are you? Like pepper cuts? Or... Oh. Power cuts as in electricity cuts. Yes. Sorry, my mistake. You haven't seen the new overlay, Not yet. This is the new thing. This is what took me a long time yesterday morning. Like a long time, like 2 hours to be honest. Yeah, the chat on the side, yes, but what is interesting is the transition between scenes with everything coming from the side and just centering. So going from here, which is the starting soon, to the chatting. That's the change that I did, and I want to change this as well. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, people are saying that this is difficult to read, which I agree, it is, a teeny tiny bit, but I'm not sure about, like, how difficult it is. For me, it's not, because I'm seeing the stream in a very tiny form on my screen here, and for that, the setting up the stream is taking over the neon side of the Japanese characters. But on a bigger screen that is next to it, I can see why it could be not good. So, yeah, changes. But the transition is what I'm most interested with. So, I mean, it's meant to be read once, and so maybe you make a bit of an effort the first time to read the thing, and then you understand everything. I don't know. Aiden, I don't understand the last message. What you mean? Nino LLC is somewhat profitable. What happened? And to answer your question of what's the plan today, there is no plan. People can see that. less interactive than the usual Mondays. I don't have any IDs. We'll still have to finish this, but I feel like it's associated with something that is not what we want to have right now, so I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I've seen some things that are interesting on Dribble. We could talk about that. I know Seke is lurking, and I've seen things like this that reminded me of the NFT collection that they wanted to do, or animation collection that they wanted to do. A bit of a similar vibe, even though the colors are different. But yeah, with everything, with like all the animation that can be made and all of that. I was debating on this for the assignment of tomorrow, because it's a pretty simple thing to create. So selecting like one letter and trying to recreate it. Probably the D, because we like the D always. But yeah, like creating the chrome effect. Very, very simple. Just love gradients, but very simple. So I don't know if we will do that tomorrow. Maybe. And there are a lot of different things that pops in. I think it's very simple to do that in Figma. But unbiased, as always. Like, I don't know, let's take another one that is a bit more geometric. Like, think about it. You know what? Don't think about it. Let me show you. Let's do the bar that is here. If you wanted to create this in Figma, you would need different things. So you need the outer layer, which is very simple to do. Like, simply do that, even though it's not exactly correct. This file is too big for Figma to handle, so it's lagging a teeny tiny bit. So that's the outer base layer. Out of this, what I would do is duplicate it, press enter again, and then create the second version inside. That's creating the highlights. So it's a very simple line work type of things. The bottom one should have been a bit rounded. I'm too lazy to do that right now. So that's done. I don't want to name my layers. I don't want to. I don't have layers. You can see I don't have layers on top of it. And then you have two options, but the easiest one is still to do another shape for the brownish in the middle. So to not have things that are
bad.
Yes, indeed. We'll just do that. Then you just casually. There are too many rewards, that's what you mean? Yeah, I get that. I can get rid of the pull-ups. I mean, we will. But yeah, KDJ, hi, welcome on in. How are you? How was your weekend? Aiden, again, give me a second. Let me finish the waves. and then it will kill me. Okay, I get it. I get it. So, as you can see, damn, that's far away. Damn, that's far away. That Figma file is too wide. As you can see, this is pretty simple. Ah. Damn, that nose. In-person work, you're doing that. That's not good. Ah. Okay. First time I did 5 in a row. Interesting. So, going back here. Casually dying. So what you would do in 1 hour commute, that's fucking far away. I have to say, I wouldn't. I know it doesn't help, but I have to say, I wouldn't do that. Damn, I'm dying. So from here, what I would do is select the color being this, going toward something like a lighter blue. So let's take this, for example. That's the base one. This goes here, and then there is a white version of the thing. Still dying. So you put it in the middle, around here, and someone took off my wig again. Then on top of that we have this, which should be a white layer, almost a white layer. And then you have this that goes there, probably under here, and then this is the opposite. So you have a linear gradient going from darkish brown to brightish yellow, and you need to put something in the middle that is bright orange, and then you just need to put that here. That's the base. So the bright yellow can play with all the interactions and all the things. So it's not exactly identical as of now, but it's pretty close. I think I made a mistake on the placement. Should be something like here, probably. And then from here, you just need. Remember that when I'm saying that, it's just I have eyebrows now. You just need to add some 100% radial bunch around the slumps. Damn. So you do stuff like this, and you just duplicate them. So you create a second one and you move it here. You make sure that it's the same, and so it's just creating. It is easily feasible, but just annoying in the amount of work that you need to do to recreate. I mean, not annoying, but it takes time. That's what it's a lot of work. Indeed, exactly. Exactly, and specifically, it's a lot of radial gradient to be placed properly-ish to get the same type of effects. And you need to know how light is working and all of that if you want to be like very close to what they have, because they have the same thing in how can I say that? In the dark on top, they have the same amount of radial, but for the darkness around here, for example. And it's based on a radial thing. And then probably this one is not in a path-through. It should probably be on the screen or in overlay or something to highlight the colors in everything. And then you just need, it's always just need is a simple word, but like if we reuse trusty star as a base, that is a radial, so centered here, going there, full white, and then to create the halo effect you need like a white point here with a drop shadow, which would be white 100%, centered, and bright-ish, entire layer down, kinda. So it is, as we said, it is feasible, just on this file that doesn't want to cooperate with me because it has too many pages. It's annoying. I think on another damn file would be way easier. But yeah, you could also add a bit of a radius right here to create the glow effect. I mean, from where you stand, you can see the differences. There is no grain or anything on top of that, but if I were to apply the grain on top of something like this, it's I don't know. It's an option. You can have could add the same type of glow behind it. Damn. It has a bit of a glow here, so you can have similar thing. It's not entirely white, so you can go for pale shadow. Gives you this highlighted shadow, even though, to be frank, it's the entire thing but blurred. Yes, so if you want to move from this, which is filled, to having stroke, you use Shift X will swap fill and stroke. Very simple. Very, very simple. This is too bright. This is not centered. That is my goal. I'm happy to do that. So if I added another, you can always, always, never go wrong with this. More shadow, more effects will give you everything. It's just the grain is something that comes through with the JPEG PNG effect, and then there is also grain on top of that for sure. So if I move that here and I frame that, make sure that the background is black, and then if I add like a noise 500 by 200, into that. Let's make sure the background is not entirely white, and then this needs to go with, you know, the usual thing that I never know which one it should be. Probably overlay, a bit of texturing. 32 seems pretty good. Then gives us a similar feel. It's as always, it's not identical, I know, but yeah. And then you can always add, as I said, the background color. You add another, damn, you add another radial that takes this color right here. So you put it in radial, place it in the corner. And then you need to do the entire thing on top, but this background is not good. I made it a bit more bright, as you can see. But yeah, see, it's pretty simple. It's not great. The highlight in the background is too bright, and the overall chrome effect is not the greatest. But for 5 minutes, almost, I think it's pretty good, right? That could be a challenge for tomorrow, but since I already did that today, that's a no. Would be a no. But yeah, I don't really know. I don't have an idea for tomorrow. I've seen this one as well, which is annoyingly impossible to create in Figma. I mean, it is, but that is a month of work for sure if I wanted to create the sponge texture. Yeah, that's not an option. So, yeah, I don't know. Nonetheless, we'll do a small bathroom break and then I will be back soon. We are back. I am back. I don't think we all are back. I don't know. So yeah, the sponge is not a good idea. I don't know. I mean, maybe tomorrow or tonight. What are you cooking? What type of vegan thing are you cooking? Or vegetarian thing? I don't know if you're vegan or vegetarian, to be honest. But yeah, for example, Roger, which he's doing, who is working at Figma, I believe, mostly work with Figma. Not entirely, but mostly. And there is a lot of things that he do that looks like interesting things. I don't know. Interesting illustration, patterns. Like this tiny thing. How cute is this? That's cute. That's a cute bird. Kraut flicker? Crowd Flicker. Crowd Flicker. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Interesting. Crowd. Is it Crowd? Crowd Flicker? As AUO. Maybe. Ah, well. Crowd Flicker. Crude. Crowd. Yeah. Crowd. CR out. Or KR out. So we could do a Rogi thing. Could be an interesting illustration. There is another person who I follow who is similar, creating similar illustration types, and I still want to find
Radiant
something.
Skull is now following.
Radium, thank you. Hi, welcome on in. How are you? Yeah, we changed this as well. It's fucked up right now, but well, it looks fucked up. I wanted to have the same effect as the BRB scene, but I couldn't. So yeah, but Radium, thank you for following. Hi, how are you? Who are you? How did you find the stream? All the usual questions. If you are not chat shy, feel free to introduce yourself. If you are, feel free to lurk. What do you mean, not addable? Yes, that's normal. You can't add someone that hasn't spoke in the chat. As long as they don't, yeah. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Well, welcome on in. Welcome on in. So, for information for you, I am a designer. Usually we are doing some designer stuff and not illustration stuff compared to KSM. But from time to time we are creating vector illustration or interface design, and most of the time I'm just chatting and talking shit about the state of things. Earlier in stream it was the state of crypto and how everything is shit, and yeah. So happy to have you here. Are you an illustrator, designer, artist, things like this, or no? Maybe you're just someone who like to look at artists do things. Right now I'm trying to find our next assignment. So we have assignments on Tuesdays where we recreate things in Figma. Figma is a digital vector tool, primarily based for UI design. And when we do some challenging thing inside of it. So right now I'm like trying to find the one for tomorrow, which of course, because I'm looking at it on a Monday, I can't find shit. And yeah, that's what's happening right now. Oh, nice. I used to do motion design. I mean, I used to go in school for motion design, and then I stopped because I can't. I mean, I can, but I don't like it. That's interesting. Do you have like I don't want to say portfolio, but an Instagram or something, a Dribble account where I can see the thing that you've created. If you want to share, if you don't want to share, same thing. You don't have to. I would love to see. Like this. Should we do that tomorrow? Amazing. Photoshop without Photoshop. Best cat. It's simple. It's the same thing. Interesting. Do you do do you do freelance work? Do you do 3D animation? Because that's where the money at right now. Every new NFT project and their mother wants some 3D interaction animation things to present on their website. So if you do freelance work and you animate things, then might be a good place to look at. Maybe me looking at illustration is not the right way. Oh, we could do that, but no, that's cheating. Yeah, motion designers are in high demand, I agree. I mean, I would say it really depends on the type of motion design that you're doing, but if it's if it's motion for video and animation, then yes. If it's interaction design, sadly less. I wish there was more demand for it, but sadly less. Kane, do you want to this tomorrow? That's a pretty dang simple thing. Annoying to do all the lines though. That's just the thing. What do you mean, how do I know that? You know what, Ragim? I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's underrated. I think it's getting lost. But, I mean, let me rephrase. I would say that's a pretty simple thing to do in Figma, to be honest. Just the texture, just need like a mushroom picture from the bottom. That's the same thing. And then change the color. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, I can tell when a program has been made by a programmer and not a like I have an example right here. This is a UI that has been made by by a dev. You can see that it's tab on top of tabs on top of tabs. So yes, this is a dev made UI, but I wouldn't say that UI designers are underrated. That's my thing. I don't. I mean, your website is pretty good. Yeah. So, in financial terms, yes, it is cheaper to not do anything in your power to succeed. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But I don't know if I would say underrated. I think it has. I mean, that's a good subject. I like it. Thank you. Creating things in my brain, creating links. Um, and by the way, I read an article and shared an article this morning specifically about that. And it's not underrated, but it's undervalued. And that was an article that they said they wrote in 2008. Can you fuck off? Thank you. So, yeah, it's, I mean, yes. So, let's get rid of this. I really agree with, I really agree with you in the undervalued, where someone who doesn't value the visual side of things will create a website, an app, a service, and then contemplate their lack of success or their lack of adoption and won't really understand why, and then someone will say it's because it doesn't look good, and then they hire someone where they could have hired someone in the first go and get a bit of success earlier. But what I would say is it has, I mean, I believe it had like a spike some year ago, like 5 years ago, where everyone wanted a designer in the team, and the term design thinking was hyped, and atomic design was very hyped for us designers. But like around the same time, like a lot of companies were looking for designers that had the ability to do UI and UX, even though at the time the definition of both role was not as defined as now. And now they are, I mean, now you have UI UX designers, you have UX UI designers, which are two different roles, even though they sound the same. You have product designer, product manager, lead designer. I mean, titles that doesn't make any sense. But I'd say it's, the spike has died down. A lot of people are feeling, and also that's because of us designer. That's something that I can get behind. It's because of us creating and having all of this hype behind design systems and UI kits, that a lot of people and a lot of companies are just buying a UI kit or buying a design system and then applying the thing to their product, and they don't need tailor-made UI kits or designs for their products. So the undervaluation of the person, the designer person, comes from the needs from the designer person to create things to facilitate their life. I know that I created a lot of UI kits and style guides in order to be faster at what I'm doing, while still knowing in the back of my head that the creation of said UI kits and design systems where in the end my goal to stop working in a way. So for example, in my current company, we created a huge design UI kit that works well, and I created it in order to stop having to create all the elements over and over. And so by doing so, I know that if I leave the company, they have everything they need. But if I stay in the company, I do not a lot of designing anymore. I do more of the UX side, which is interesting as well, but that's not why I was hired in the first place. So I don't know. Do you really think it's undervalued? I don't think it's Kane, I don't think it's an expanding industry. I think it's a changing industry. And maybe expanding is a word that works with changing, but yeah, I mean, and the same, smaller might not be the right word for me. I think it's getting specialized, which is interesting. So we will have more specialized people in the design industry rather than generalists. I don't know. Yeah. So, that's why I'm saying specialist. People will take over. So you will have. I mean, robots will take over. First thing, but like an AI, as we talked about it some weeks ago, but an AI will take over the creation of layouts because of successful layouts in different companies, and like machine learning in the same industry, let's say, will take over, and then you will have an AI capable of creating a layout that goes well with the content that you want to do. But you will need specialists to be able to create the content that is fed to the AI. So, or making sure that the script and everything yeah. I mean, that's why I got rid of any title in front of designer or after designer. I'm just a fucking designer, and most of the time I'm presenting myself as a designer who does mostly digital things. So 53 times already. Damn. But I don't know. But Rajim? Is it Rajim? I'm sorry, I'm French. Never weekly fuck reset. I want the counter to be at 1,000 at some point, even more, because we added it not so long ago, to be honest. So I'm fine with that. I think it has like a month and a half maybe of fucks, so I like that. If I add the S after fuck, then it counts. I need to add the S. But yeah, Radom, have you been a designer for a long time. That question came out slowly, but I mean, designer, graphic designer, animators, motion designer, all of that. How long have you been in the industry, in that industry? I used to do some motion design. I think I can find some of my old motion design where we can cringe together if we want to. I'm scared. I'm scared. Let's see. 6 fucking years ago. Damn. Damn. Oh, I will need the sound for most of them. So let's move to the PC. 6 years ago? That seems... 7 years ago seems better, but damn. Let's move here. So, oh damn. I have many things. You're not ready. That's the first thing I will say. Oh. Can you fuck off? No, you can't? Okay. So, this was before Avengers, and I did the same effect 7 years ago. Let me give you the sound of the video. Damn. I'm scared. Hugo, hi. Welcome to the Cringe Fest. This is my old stuff. This one took me months, and I do still like it. I have to say, fuck off, Vimeo. I don't care about that. So, not really a cinema day. Everything that you see is the thing that I've created. This one is interesting. This one was around sound design, was my goal. And interesting animation. Hand animation. Ah, fuck off. You have preloaded everything already. What's happening to you? No, you don't want to? Well, creating everything. The sound was what I wanted to work on the most, and I think I did a pretty good job on this one. This one is an interesting one also, hand animated as well. Before I knew Procreate, so maybe before Procreate existed, to be honest, would have been way better. Everything is very small, very tiny animation. and then you have this, which is a similar thing that I so this was also about sound design, but the goal was to create something that doesn't make sense, and so I ended up with this. What did you eat, Aiden? So we had the electroshock to revive people sound at the beginning when the match is loading. And then there is a glass on a table for the match scratching, and the fire is, what is the fire? It sounds like a fire, but it's not a fire. It's something a bit different. I forgot if it's like hair blowing on the mic or something. But yeah, interesting. Green beans, not beans on toast. Yeah. The one that when I worked with 3D, so I'm sorry, the music is probably DMCA on this one, but nonetheless, and the music is pretty loud. But I like it. It's one of my first. It's very, very loud. Let me go down to 70% just in case. But yeah, this one is a weird one. But same, sound design and music and 3D was my thing at the time, so. It's a weird one. So it was my first ever encounter with fluid simulation, and I didn't know how to move a camera. I didn't know how to change the background. I didn't know anything, and yeah, I do love metal stuff, and that was the artist that I loved the most at the time. So, of course. And then all the rest of the videos are extremely tiny loops that are made for like logos and stuff. This one is a weird thing that I think it is still trash. There is like 4 seconds of video and Vimeo is like loading like crazy. Like there's an important thing behind it. Don't think so. I mean, to be frank, I can't do any of that anymore. I was able to, but I can't. Now I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fluid is a bit difficult. And then I discovered the particle effects on After Effects and Radium. If you've been a motion designer for a long time, you know this. You know this. Something that any fucking designer is coming to at some point. It's just just nothing. I don't know. That's my old logo. You can see that's the new logo. That's shit. That's can't find this. This is the old one. It's a similar vibe. Still a fucking triangle. Doesn't make any sense. Nothing makes sense. Nothing makes sense when I'm looking at my videos. Nothing makes sense. I have 3 more. 3 more video. Same thing, same plugin. I just discovered it and I said, oh, it's pretty good. I can do a lot of shit with that. That's all. Then we have the buttons, which seems I need to click here if you want it to be big. Good enough. Which doesn't have any sound. But yeah, it was the time where material design was interesting, and this specific interaction when you press in a specific spot, you have the wave of color coming on top of everything. It was popular, and I didn't want to have it just to have like one button in the middle of the page. So I said, let's multiply everything and just duplicate. And then we have the last one, the last video ever created on this channel, which is kind of trash. Just a firework. Angie, hi. Welcome on in. How are you? How was your week? How was your weekend? Yeah, I don't know. I like the tiny, but I don't like the entire thing. Not anymore. That was mask effects. I don't feel ashamed. I feel like I should have continued working on that. You have 2 subscribers. Congrats. Damn. Damn, you really wanted to do something a bit dark. Would you feel confident today on your ability to recreate something similar that looks better than what you created? That's could be an that's a good technique. That's a good technique. I'm pretty good, Angie. I'm pretty good. We are looking at what Kane created in 2012, so 10 years ago, October 20, October 25th, 2012. Interesting. I don't have, I mean, I do have, I like how you decided to get rid of the eye, figured that you couldn't, tried again, figured that you couldn't, tried again, figured that you couldn't, put the scar under the eyes because, you know what, it works. Oh, damn. You change everything. I will fast forward to see how you implement everything, but I see. I mean, I started the same way. I'm laughing because I remember the time when I was doing this, right? It's I used to do the same thing. I used to try create manipulation, Photoshop manipulation like this, not on this side of the manipulation, but still adding things to photos, changing the eye colors, changing the skin colors, um, like yeah, I used to add wings to people. I mean, the scar under the eye is pretty good now. The scar here is not as good as the first one. Um, yeah, the same thing, Angie, same. Back in the day, like a long, long, long time ago. Some purple. And then you decided to remove the eye altogether. Yeah. They say no. They say no. They say I can't. Don't have access. I can't see that. You have another thing. 9 years ago. Damn. Damn. Yeah, you know what? I did this one. I remember. I remember creating one of these um, in Photoshop, I think, at the time. Let me not show you this one, but show you the rest. I am extremely, extremely scared of what can pop on this one. But let's see if I can still access. I mean, I showed already some of these, but yeah. Like in here, I have some photo manipulation, some illustrations, smartphone design already, and photo things like this. You know, adding wings to people. That's Photoshop stuff. Drawing myself. That wasn't me. No, 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 no. I couldn't skate. I wasn't. I'm a roller person. It's when I decided to cut my hair from long hair to short hair. As you can see, I still had hair on this side. Now they gone. Used to color things for no reason. Draw on paper. I mean, I shared this one. This is one of my how can I say that? Proudest moment, in a way. I'll show you right after. And creating banners as well for social medias, for friends. So everything I did at the time, and I know that now, like everything I did at the time was, when I'm looking at it now, looks bad, but also now, like the creation of the shadow inside, the highlights on tops, all of that created or gave me the ability to do the thing that I'm doing now. So that's always a positive. But yeah, this thing, I need to show you why I'm proud of this one. So this specific phone design I created while I was in school. I forgot the year, but like a long fucking time ago. And then 4 months later, we had this fucking phone that came in. So I didn't know, but basically I designed a phone that was arced with a bit of a chunky side on the top and chunky side at the bottom, speaker, things like this. And then 4 months later, we have an arc phone, it's kind of the same thing, with the speaker here, the button at the bottom. I was like, damn, that's the same thing. And then after that, I was thinking about applying for jobs at Sony and designing smartphones, physical smartphones. Yeah, that was the fun part. Let me look at this. Ooh, this. 2010, 12 NG. Maybe 13, 14. I would say 2014, 2009 was a very popular trend to do low poly artworks. So that's why I'm saying this. 15, I was close. That's pretty good. I couldn't. I tried. At the time, I tried to create that, but I couldn't. Is it you? You ate it? Well, now it's on stream. I don't know Malala. But Denny, hi, welcome on in. Damn. I'm sorry. The zoom in, the profile picture, and caught me off guard. I recognize you, but you've changed. Interesting. Interesting. And you said what? Earlier you said the GFX? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, first of all, I cannot say anything because bleach. That's the only thing I will say. that's the only thing I would say. And then white hair, probably why I used to have white hair. So yeah, that's interesting. Then you have graphic arts, which similar using Photoshop brushes, I believe. I remember doing similar things. You were already on the chromatic aberration like my profile picture, so that's a plus. That was the emo phase. Indeed. Oh, if I click on all, that's better. Yeah. And then you have this. I remember this type of design. That was great. There is a lot of things that I used to have on, and then there are pictures. I don't know if I want to share humans because that might be related. No doxing of humans, even though you shared the link, but still. I know, but still. We never know. We never know what they like and what they don't like. I'm trying to find in my brain where I would have the old stuff. I think Facebook might be one place, but that's the same thing. I have a lot of pictures that are old. That's the that's one, and also a lot of things that don't make any sense. Yeah, I have nothing. I have nothing. I might have. No, DeviantArt was my base, and then I worked. So Google Drive and mega.com, mega upload, if you remember. Yeah, I have the drive in front of me. I don't want to connect it on my computer. You know what? Kane? That's pretty good. I like it. You mean that's me? That's me when I... Right? Kind of same. I mean... Kind of same. They used your Photoshop, not Photoshop, Illustrator thing to put on top of my face. That's what they did. That's what they did. I remember the interface. I have spent so many years in all of that. Oh, damn. And this is a font that didn't or doesn't exist yet. So, this is an interesting concept. This is an interesting concept that doesn't exist yet, but will probably soon. There are some companies that are working on that. But same thing, that was 2010, 2012 probably, in class when I was bored. This is a rolling screen phone. So the goal was to have something the size of a big pen. So I have one. Here. So something like this. Not extremely big, but not extremely small. That was the size that I had in mind at the time. Pretty simple. And then taking the same feature of the pen, both side, even though I don't know why I made them pointy, both side could pop out, and so you had Bluetooth earbuds inside of it. So I was already thinking about Bluetooth earbuds on both sides of a potential phone, like ingrained in the phone, and then it's a rollable thing that gave you like I don't know, an interesting shaped phone. And some people right now are working on that. Rollable screen for TV, rollable screen for phones, all of that. That's interesting. If they come up with something, I will be proud of this one as well. That's a nice one. Nino, have a nice sleep. It's late. I would, to be fair, I don't think I will last more than 30 minutes because I'm tired as well. But thank you for stopping by, as always. Take some rest, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. I have a thing in my nose. For once, it's not cocaine. Not true. It's a joke. There. I remember all of that interesting thing. Though, that's also a thing that example of why now when I'm creating illustration with shadows or things like this, like creating visual, realistically looking things, my old self of creating illustration for physical elements on paper comes back, like my knowledge on how to do this comes back into Figma and in things. But yeah, look at this shit. I used to found this and say this is a good logo. Topping is always whipped cream. Always whipped cream topping. We are going back to everything I did before I became a designer. I mean, we went over everything. I mean, it's not readable, it's too thin, there is nothing that makes sense. I mean, I can't. I can't with this. It doesn't make any sense. But at least you will understand the joke right here. You will be the only one. Unless you speak French and you understand this, but that's a fucking pun on O as a letter and getting a reward. And so they got a medal. And so and an O with a medal can be like, how can I fucking explain this? I don't know the word in English to say opprimé. That's, I don't know. Someone who is under oppressive things. So someone who is oppressed. That's the thing. So it would be the same thing if it was an O but pressed into a juice pressed. That would be the same joke. but because in French it's au primé. Primé means getting rewarded, getting an end of year bonus, for example. That's the same thing. That's the same joke behind it. I don't. Fuck. Why am I explaining this? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. This one is one of my favorite drawings that I created. It's simple, it's light, but it looks good. I think it's one of the only faces where I looked at it and I was like, oh, the proportions are pretty good. The mouse is a bit interesting, but overall, it's pretty nice. And then I didn't do the eye because I knew if I created the eye at the time, I would ruin everything. So yeah, just added this. I also have teeny tiny detail that you probably can't see on stream, but I have the eyelashes on the other side. I love this one. The face version is not good, and as any illustrator would know, you can't do two eyes similar in the beginning. So all of my drawings, most of them, only one eye because I couldn't do more. Even this one of my face, I had eyebrows at the time. Not many, but still more than now. Oh, damn. Old stuff. If you are an illustrator or designer or someone who wants to understand 3D and materials, I really, really, really recommend you to create a piece like this. So the goal here is to create an element that is either just a box or a curved element, and create it in a manner that looks like they are in perspective. And you can do that in your head, you can do that not in your head. But yeah, that's one of the greatest exercises that you can have to understand how lights work. And I learned not so long ago that people like me who have a tendency of dyslexia can see things in 3D in their brain. So that's why I'm pretty good at it. But I didn't know until 2 weeks ago, I think. So it's a perk. Yeah. So, I mean, can I find the thing? Let me see if I can find the thing, because I know I have it. Like I saved the video, the TikTok video, because it makes sense so much. Did I renamed it? That's the question. Don't think I did. But if it loads, I'll show you the video. I did rename it. Good. Let's open that with VLC.
So you're telling me that you think visually, like there's pictures and stuff? Yeah. So you're telling me you think verbally, like you're just thinking as fast as you talk? Yeah.
What are you guys talking about?
Do you think like visually, like there's pictures in your head, or just verbally, like you're just talking to yourself?
Both.
Really?
Yeah, like there's the gameplay footage and then there's like 40 narrators talking all at the same time.
Wait, you're dyslexic though, you don't count.
What? Why?
Because dyslexics can render a perfect three-dimensional model of any object they look at only using their imagination.
Yeah, fair enough.
Wait, hold on, I'm sorry. What?
Oh, yeah, I learn, visualize, and think three-dimensionally.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it's also the reason why I mix up my letters, like my P's and my B's.
Oh, because your 3D brain flips them around.
Yeah, blessing and a curse.
Okay, so back to this. You're telling me you think in pictures.
So yeah, that's it. I mean, first of all, he's great. I love everything he do. And he's more on the ADHD side, but this is absolutely true. Like it, for me at least, it exactly worked like this. And yeah, I can. I mean, if you give me any object that can be replicated in 3D, or I mean that I know of, I will have the ability to see it in 3D in my brain. That's like 100% for sure. I don't need to think about it a lot. Like when I'm looking at something around my place, is if I've seen the object once, I can rotate it in my brain. Like this, I know exactly how it looks underneath without like I know exactly how things are placed, and that's a perk in a way. But I flip things, which I don't know is interesting, I guess. And Lise, how much dyslexia? Fuck, see, that's difficult. Dyslexia do you have if you want to share? Because I know I have is not so much, but kinda. I mean, I learned to not use things. Like not use written words because I hate them. I hate them. Oh yeah, I know. I should read it out loud, but I can't do that as well. Dyslexic people are more likely to be able to visualize in three dimension, turning over what they see in their mind. Yes, exactly. I will read the entire thing. Um, yeah. Yeah. I'm, to be frank, I am very grateful for technology, for what I'm doing, because typing on the keyboard is easier for me than writing by hand, even though I can write by hand, but it takes me a lot of time and it's annoying to read things. So, for example, reading the article there, can't do that, is difficult, would take me a lot of time. And if I chat with you at the same time, if I like explain things or read out loud, I wouldn't be able to do things. But there is a thing, like even in the TikTok that I just showed, there is a thing with people who think in images, people who have the ability to think in words, people who don't think, like their brain doesn't, like you don't have what we call an inner monologue. I don't know if you know that, Kane, maybe I ruin your life a second time. But when you think about something, do you hear yourself say something, or do you have nothing? You just have a thought, and that's all. That's the end of it. Because that's a different thing. Some people have inner monologues, some don't. Some have 3D inner monologues, multiple monologues as well. And so that's something that is interesting. Like I know like if you have, so that's something that exists, and I knew about it. Like for people who have an inner monologue, if you put a mic on, like in their throats, which picks up everything, when they are thinking, you can hear the thoughts, which is very interesting. Because in reality, the inner monologue is really speaking. I said, fuck, interesting. So yeah, it's a weird abilities that if you talk with yourself, that's a different thing. But like when you talk to yourself, like what I'm doing right now, which is talking to a camera, which is kind of myself, but not myself. Like, do you, if you shut up, do you still hear yourself talking? Because that's where the inner monologue comes in. But yeah, if you talk with your hand, also, there are different traits, but I forgot why. But yeah. Yeah, so Lise, that's a. I agree and disagree with the statement in parentheses. um, Kids, yes, I agree. Uh, Adults, I disagree. You should. But yeah, you have a headache? I'm sorry. Um, I mean, how can I say that? There are new types of therapy that are coming in with mushrooms and DMT. That is mostly in the US because everyone is doing everything there. Not in France, not yet. But yeah, there are things where treatments has been like given to a specific type of patient, like people with Alzheimer's who memory loss patients are treated with mushrooms, and mushrooms are recreating the links or the neural links in the brain, and then the Alzheimer effects are reversed. That's amazing. They are like for veterans and people who went to war. They are some DMT or MDMA therapy thingy to like to deal with PTSD. So that's an interesting thing as well. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know it did work for some people. So yeah, do drugs if you know what you're doing. And but be careful. And yeah, KDJ, if you have an inner monologue that never shut up, then it's one of the traits of ADHD and other like things that a lot of people are discovering they have. I don't want to say that you have ADHD like right now. I don't fucking know, but I know it's one of the traits, like not being able to think, to not hear. I mean, it's not really hearing, but not have anything going on at the same time. So I don't have an inner monologue that never shut up. I have, I mean, we talked about it a long time ago, where I didn't know the 3D thing. So now that I know this, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. So we talked about my skill capability of working in Figma from here, like without having my hands on the tool, not seeing the tool on the computer. On the computer you have my face. But right now I have the ability, because I see things in 3D, I have the ability to manipulate and play with Figma, creating an interface in my brain, knowing exactly where I need to click, what I need to do, when I need to like put an effect, not put an effect, things like this. And it's an interesting skill. Like, it give me, I would say it gave me an advantage, because while we are talking about something, like for example, when we have someone who asks me a question about Figma or any other tool, visual tool, that I don't know, as soon as they ask, my brain is like playing with Figma or Sketch or whatever at the same time. And by the way, I just said Sketch, I remember the entire interface. Weird. But that's the thing. Like, as soon as you ask a question, I will play with the software in my brain in order to find the solution. And if I can't, then I need to go to the physical digital version that you can see. Or maybe I just need to show you what I found in here, and so going to the visual side. That's a weird thing. Weird thing. I don't know if it's the same for some of you. I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but same. But yeah, I don't have like a diagnosis of having ADHD or not having ADHD or the things like this, but I think I do. I would say that. I think I do. I kind of need a diagnosis at some point. I don't know. I don't know. By the way, forgot about this, which at this point could be this one. Very different style of music. Subtle things in the background. Don't fall asleep though. I mean, if you want to fall asleep, but so yeah, that's it. I don't know how we went from dyslexia to all of that. Oh yeah, I remember now. Good. Damn, brain doing weird things. Oh. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. And so when you think about an apple, what do you see in your head? Do you see something? Do you see a black screen? Like, do you see nothing? Do you see a flat image of an apple? Do you see a 3D image of an apple? Can you picture a worm coming out of it in the back, for example? Or can you see like a leaf on the thing on top? And that's a very I don't know the song. I would say that's something that is very annoying, because my technical skills, as in drawing something or creating something in 3D, is not as good as the fucking thing that goes in my brain. And so when I think about something in 3D and I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty thing, I can turn around and see everything, and then I open Blender or I open something else, and I'm like, how? How? So that's, I don't know, maybe the Neuralink from Elon Musk would help. I don't know. I don't know this one. But that's also a thing I'm reading at the same time. Do you have the ability to remember where you have placed something even though it's in a place where it shouldn't be? Like you have like a pen under a chair in this room of your house, and it hasn't moved in 3 weeks, and you know it's there, and if someone takes it, then the pen disappeared and it's in the trash, and you never know where it will be again, and then one day you find it again, and you're like, oh, I still have it, and then you remember where you saw it for the last time, and then if someone moves it, then you lost it. So like, yeah. Walking around where you've been, what you've done. Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense. Like, I know I haven't done the dishes. I know I need to. But yeah, I don't know. Brain is interesting. I will say that. I think I will end the stream on that. The brain is interesting. It's the most weird thing that can happen to a human, and the way it works is pretty crazy and pretty interesting. So if you can cherish your brain, do that. But the mind in few words? No, I haven't. Is this a movie? Is this something else?
I would always daydream. That was
Do you see where? Okay, that's not a link. You see, Liz, you see where you put the thing. I mean, you see until you place the thing, and then the object disappeared, right? That's the. I haven't seen that. Interesting. Nonetheless, I need to go do the dishes and do all the things that I need to do before tomorrow. So before that, I will send you to Potpot because she's live, and she changed her camera angle. So that would be interesting. So please join me for the raid. It will be a tiny raid today, but join me for the raid. I will appreciate it. Thanks a lot for being here. As always, I will do my best to be here on time tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. UTC. And yeah, enjoy Pot companies. She's on the break, so I hope the raid start before she goes back on a Pomodoro, because that's annoying. But yeah, she changed her camera angle, so I like that. So yeah, remembering everything for anyone who is here and who hasn't followed the channel, please feel free to do the same thing, following the channel. If you enjoyed the stream, join the Discord if you want to. If you don't want to, don't join the Discord. It's on you. And if you want to follow me on social medias, even though I don't post anything, feel free to do that as well. But let's enjoy our ending scene with the new overlays. So yeah, next time, shutting the stream, all the things, and yeah, I will see you soon. Take care of yourself. And remember to do the fucking assignment if you didn't have to. But yeah, nonetheless, enjoy, take care, bye.